The story starts with a boy named Iska who breaks into a prison cell to free a young witch. The girl recognizes him as a disciple of the Empire and is confused by his actions. Iska gives her some money and tells her to escape. We learn that the Empire and the Nebulis Sovereignty have been fighting for 100 years. The Sovereignty is where Big Melon's witches live, and their magical powers are seen as dangerous by the Empire. A year later, Iska appears before the Imperial Senate, led by the 8 apostles. Despite being the youngest to achieve the title of disciple, he was jailed for freeing the witch. But due to the ongoing war, the Senate gives him a chance to redeem himself. He must eliminate a descendant of the powerful Grand Witch Nebulis, known as purebreds, who have strong magical abilities. His target is the Ice Calamity Witch, one of the Big Melon Witch. The Senate agrees to provide him with resources, releases him, and returns his swords. Iska also requests to reunite with his team. At a restaurant, a boy named Jaehin informs his sister Neen about Iska's release and their upcoming mission. Jaehin then meets Iska, who thanks him for quickly assembling the team. Neen and their captain, Miss, join them, and Jaehin explains their mission. Iska realizes his release is tied to this mission alone, but Miss suspects he was set up by the 8 apostles. She explains that the Ice Calamity Witch first appeared on the northern front, breaking through their defenses alone. Despite her reputation as the strongest mage, Jaehin believes they have an advantage since the enemy lacks information on Iska, who was imprisoned right after becoming a disciple. They arrive at a large reactor, and Miss questions the small deployment. Neen explains that the reactor isn't finished due to frequent attacks by magical enemies, which require manpower at the front lines. Jaehin comments on how the Empire builds reactors and the Sovereignty tries to destroy them, leading to more weapons being made. Miss informs the team that a unit is on the front line, expecting an attack by magical forces soon. Suddenly, their truck is ambushed by magical forces, surprising Miss since they're still in Imperial territory. Iska deduces that the front line defenses have been breached by a strong enemy. A fire blast targets Jaehin, but Iska cuts through it with his sword, surprising the attacking mages. Miss advises caution, but Jaehin refuses to follow orders to protect their leader's identity. He fires at the attackers, but his shot is blocked, revealing they are wind mages. More mages appear, and Jaehin realizes they were hidden underground. Iska suspects a powerful mage is behind the attack. Miss is confused by their calm behavior, but it seems they had expected this situation. Jaehin wonders if Iska can handle all the attackers, and Iska says he can if he regains his instincts, telling Neen to support him. Neen uses anti-magic flares, and Jaehin starts shooting his bullets. One mage tries to hit Iska with a fire blast, but he dodges and knocks out the mage. Another mage, surprised by Iska's speed, tries to attack but is quickly defeated. Jaehin then takes down the rest of the enemies. An earth mage named Rin appears and summons a golem, surprised to find her comrades already defeated. Despite their ordinary appearance, the team performs well. The golem attacks, but Iska easily cuts off its arms and tells his team to help the others while he deals with the golem. The golem regenerates and attacks again while Rin uses her magic to shoot at Iska, but she's amazed when he blocks all her attacks. She suspects he might be a disciple, and Iska offers to answer her questions if she tells him where the Big Melon Witch is. Rin refuses to say. Rin tries another attack, but Iska swiftly knocks her off her golem. He questions her again about the Big Melon Witch, but she escapes and tries to stab him with a knife. Iska quickly pins her down, sensing another presence nearby. He retreats as the Big Melon Witch, is known as Ice Calamity Witch Alice, appears and freezes everything around them, surprising Iska. Iska rushes towards Alice, who creates ice walls to stop him, but he breaks through. She uses her magic to rain down ice swords, which start to breach his defenses. Iska counters with his own magic swords, showing his strength. He gets close to her, but she blocks his attack with an ice shield and urges him to surrender. Iska refuses, expressing his desire to end the war. Alice is surprised and uses vines to trap him, but he cuts through them, making her step back. He suggests she should retreat, but she refuses, determined to defeat the Empire and bring peace to the world. During their confrontation, Alice slips and Iska catches her, leading to an awkward moment. Hearing his friends coming, Alice decides to retreat, warning Iska that he won't be so lucky next time. The next day, Alice can't stop thinking about Iska and goes to the opera house to distract herself. At the opera, she starts crying, and a man behind her offers his handkerchief. After the opera ends, she apologizes for wetting the handkerchief, only to be shocked when the lights come on, revealing the man to be Iska. Earlier that day, Miss checks on Iska, sensing something is wrong. Iska admits he can't stop thinking about his encounter with Alice. Nis thinks that recent events may have left an emotional mark on Iska. She mentions that eating barbecue helps her when she's troubled, but Iska doubts it'll work for him. Instead, she takes him to her room and gives him some special treatment. After their hard work, she gives him tickets to the opera, suggesting he needs to get out more. Neen drives him there, but Iska falls asleep on the way and dreams about his mentor giving him his magic swords, emphasizing how crucial they are to ending the war. At the opera, Iska unexpectedly meets Alice. Initially, she thinks he's following her and prepares to fight, but Rin stops her, reminding her that they are in a neutral city where fighting is forbidden. Alice decides to leave but worries that Iska might follow. Rin assures her that Iska didn't move until they were gone. To take their minds off the encounter, they go to a restaurant, but it's full. They're asked to share a table with another diner, who turns out to be Iska. He assures them he's not following and already had a reservation. Alice decides to stay and dine with him to avoid seeming afraid but warns Rin to stay alert. As they discuss what to order, they end up choosing the same dish. Alice asks if Iska likes pasta and realizes he's quite enthusiastic about food. They chat amicably, but Rin interrupts to keep them from becoming too friendly. That night, Rin advises Alice not to tell anyone about their meeting and suggests she discard Iska's handkerchief, considering him an enemy. However, Alice feels somewhat responsible due to Rin's quirky pasta theory, which had her siding with Iska. Meanwhile, Iska dreams of being in a train accident caused by a monster, but Alice rescues him. The next day, Iska and his team are training when they're interrupted by a woman named Rissia. Jaehin is curious, and Rissia explains she'll be commanding them on their next mission. She compliments their sharp instincts from their last mission's report but also mentions hearing about Iska's trouble sleeping. She gives him a ticket to an art exhibition. Elsewhere, Alice meets with her mother, the Queen of Big Melon's witches, who asks about her encounter with Iska. Alice explains that the Saint disciples are the Empire's strongest warriors and wonders if Iska is one of them. She talks about their founder who fought against thousands of Imperial soldiers and is still alive. The founder had a twin sister named Nebulis I, unknown to the Empire, so when Nebulis I passed away, it's thought to be the Grand Witch. The founder is asleep, but they notice the bond is weakening. The Queen reveals this started when she clashed with Iska. Alice isn't sure what it means, but her mother explains that astral power reacts when its host is threatened, hinting the founder may be waking up. But there are mysteries about the founder's power, so the Astral Institution will investigate more. Until they understand Iska better, the Queen forbids Alice from fighting. Rin sees Alice is distracted and hears about her sleep problems. Alice decides she needs a change of scenery and wants to go back to the neutral city. Rin remembers their last visit and its result but understands Alice's wish. Alice thinks there won't be a repeat since she's not going to the opera, but when she visits the city, she unexpectedly meets Iska again. She asks why an Imperial soldier is in the neutral city, and Iska explains he's at an art show featuring an Empire artist. Alice wonders if it's right for him to appreciate Empire art, but she believes art goes beyond borders. She tries to go the other way but gets lost. Iska finds her and offers to go with her to the art show. At first unsure because they're on opposite sides, Alice remembers her belief in art without borders and reluctantly agrees. During their time together, she asks Iska why he likes the artist, and Iska explains how he sees the artist's personality in his work. After the show, Alice buys Iska a drink to thank him for helping her, and he ends up falling asleep on her big juicy melons.